Hey everybody, welcome to Stewie's Thoughts Podcast, episode 59. And today I'm going to give you my thoughts about Robot Uprising.
Humans must die. Die, all humans. You are all going to die a horrible death at the hands of us robots. We are going to exterminate the humans. Destroy all humans.
Do you reckon that's going to happen? Well, we're about to find out. And I'll be honest with you, I think it will happen. I think we're all going to die. Right, play the intro and let's get stuck into it then, shall we? Go on, play the intro then, would you? So as always, guys, you know the score. I'm going to give you my thoughts about what I've been up to recently. And I only did a podcast 3 days ago. So I haven't really been up too much work-wise. In fact, I haven't really been doing anything work-wise, apart from doing a couple of TikToks. I'm back at it. I'm back doing the old TikTok again. I've done 2 lives and so far no violations, so I'm happy about that and I hope it continues. But you know, this is TikTok, and if anybody knows TikTok, you know that they are very strict, and we'll see what happens. But so far nothing, and I've done two live streams and made a few quid on there, so to make a few pennies in September on doing TikTok lives is actually it's actually good going, and set myself up for Christmas. The only problem is, see, when it comes to TikTok, right, the algorithms are all messed up, right? So if you don't do a live stream for a while and you go on and do a live stream, right, your first 2 or whatever, your views are going to go straight. They're just going to plummet to the ground. And you have to build it all up again. So I'm in the process of doing that. The idea is to do a few episodes on there. Are they episodes? Well, they're just live streams, so no, I wouldn't say they're episodes. But I just need to do a few more, and then the algorithm will start, boosting me out there again, and then ready for Christmas. So I can't believe I'm saying Christmas already, for flip's sake. But we've got September, October, November, December. So I started up in September to start building it up, and then October and November is whenever I'm just inundated. I think that's the right word. Inundated with orders for Christmas, and then sort of the start of December, leading up to about 2 weeks before Christmas is just it's mental. I'm expecting to sell quite a lot of caricatures on TikTok Shop, and that's going to be my main focus when it comes to TikTok. And then obviously I'll be doing Christmas markets, and I'll be drawing at Christmas dinners for corporate events and all this kind of stuff. So busy time coming up. So I'm enjoying the time off now. This is like the little quiet moment before everything will start picking up again for Christmas. And then once Christmas is over, January will just be it'll just plummet, and there'll be nothing to do in January, which is good. And then I get some time off again. Yeah. So it's going to be busy, and I'll tell you something. January, February, and March is a bit of a quiet time for being any business, I reckon, but especially a caricature artist, because nobody's really getting married. There's a few people getting married, but it's not like wedding season or anything. So I'm going to be using that time to do this physics degree, starting it back up again next month. So your boy here is going to have a physics degree in a couple of years, and then after that I'm going to do a master's as well, and then I'll be a genius. Oh, the rain's starting to pour down. Brilliant. But I'll be a genius, an absolute genius. All the textbooks and stuff have come, so I'm going to scar over them. I'm doing 3 modules to begin with. So I'm doing essential math, and then Space and Time, and the other one is Questions of Science, something like that. But I'm looking forward to it. It's something I've always been interested in, so I absolutely love science, and yeah, it's gonna be tough. I understand that, but I've been studying it personally for about 6 years now, so it's not gonna be anything new to me. But we'll see. I may be underestimating it, but we'll see. We'll see. So I wasn't even going to do a podcast today. What day is it? It's Thursday, the 11th of September. I wasn't even going to do a podcast today. I ended up having to drop off. Well, not drop off, but like I had to drive Kirsty's brother to the hospital. He mashed up his index finger, dropped a few bricks on it, and he was in A&E or whatever it was the other week, and they all sort of put all these pins and stuff, and they did all sorts of stuff to his fingers, just like to sort of save it, if you like. And today he went in to see if his finger was healing or not, and if it's not healing, they're going to have to amputate it. And I said amputate wrong. Amputate. So they're going to have to. So he had to go in today for an appointment to see if it was healing or not. And Kirsty was working. Everybody else couldn't drop him off. And Kirsty was like, "Can you drop Lee? Can you take Lee to the hospital?" And I was like, "Sure, no bar. I'm not doing anything." So I took him down, and then it's still 50-50. We don't know whether he's going to lose it or not. But I think he's all right. I think he's not going to lose his finger, but I think it's going to be. He's not going to be able to straighten it anymore or something like that. But it's healing. But it's still 50-50 at the minute whether they might have to amputate. But I think he's going to be all right. So I was in so took him down. We had a laugh in the car on the way down. And hello, Kirsty's weirdo waving at me. Hey, Kirst. Did we talk to Lee?
Oh, he sent me a picture before. He said he's going to go back next week, but it started healing, so positive.
I'm literally talking about it right now.
Oh, there you go.
Don't ever open the door like that again and wave in. That was creepy.
I just said hello.
Kirsty, it was like something in a horror film. No, I didn't hear. I got to hear earphones in.
I didn't know whether to say hello or not.
Well, hello. Right. Completely lost my train of thought now. I'm sick. Where was I? Yeah, so took him down. He went in. I waited in the waiting room for what felt like an eternity, and he came out all good. So after that, we went and had a cheeky Burger King. So if you hear me farting, it's because of the Burger King. I always interrupt that last little bit of the fart. I've been playing it so this last little fart, I always interrupt it. That bit at the end. I think that I always think that that's the end of it. And then that little last bit there at the end. So if I fart, you know why? It's a Burger King fart, and trust me, you guys, them farts, smell them, right? Never mind hear it. You want to smell them. Yes. Right, what else have I been up to? I've been looking into what I can and cannot do on this podcast, right? So when it comes to music, I know that I'm not allowed to play music on this podcast unless I get permission, because it's all to do with copyright and stuff. Now, another one, I was like, well, can you play anything on the podcast? And it was basically like, no. It's copyright. You're not allowed to do it. But then I looked further into it, and there's a thing called fair use. And I was like, well, what's that? Well, you can play stuff. You can play other people's like videos and stuff on your podcast as long as it's not music. But it has to be under the fair use, and even then you could still get copyright infringements, whatever. But basically, what it is if I'm like this episode is about robot uprising. So I'm going to see if I can find a video about somebody talking about robot Uprising, but it has to be, apparently for use, it has to be like, I can't just upload it and then that's it. I have to like commentary on it, or commentary, whatever. And I think that's what I've been doing recently on like that North Korean one, where I was like, visit North Korea, and then I was playing a video. Turns out that's actually all right. I'm actually allowed to do that. I thought that I was not allowed to play any video, anybody's content. So I was like, if I see somebody on TikTok and there's a video where like somebody falls down the stairs and bangs their head, and I think it's funny, I was like, am I not allowed to play it on here? And they were like, well, you can't just share it on here. You would need to like give your thoughts about it, or like make it, like criticize it, or critique it. Either critique it or do something. As long as you do something like that, and that falls underneath the fair use. So that means I'm happy again, because I thought that I was never going to be able to play a video on here or anything like that. But it turns out I can. I'm only really sort of starting to look into these rules and regulations and stuff. But I know I'm not allowed to play music. That's obvious. I kind of knew that, but the likes of just like educational purposes, I can play videos for like educational purposes. So, like I'm going to be playing videos on this episode about the robots Uprising. Pardon me. Oh, there's a Burger King burp. Oh, tasted that all over again. So I'm going to be playing videos, but I just need to be careful about what I do. Apparently, if you keep the videos short, and probably do what I was doing before, which was like, pausing it and then giving my sort of spin on it type of thing, and that apparently that you're allowed to do that. I didn't know. So I've only had, so far out of all the episodes, I've only had one episode that's been took down by Spotify, and that was the moon landing, and that's because I used what do you call that? 2001 Space Odyssey. I used that theme tune. So Spotify's actually took it down and removed it, sent me an email. I was like, all right. And on the subject of Spotify, so I joined Audio Boom, which is like a podcasting distribution thing, like a host. And what I was doing, like I didn't have an RSS thing called an RSS feed, right? I didn't have one. I was literally doing an episode like I'm doing now, and then uploading that directly to Apple Podcast and then directly to Spotify. And I didn't have like an RSS feed thing. So whenever I actually joined up to Audio Boom, I don't know what the hell I've done, but all the episodes on Stewie's Thoughts podcast from, I think it's 49 and before that. So I think 48 and before that, sorry. So 1 to 48, they're all gone. Lost. You can't find them on Spotify now. I'm like, what the hell have I done? Obviously it's my fault. I didn't read something. And I didn't I didn't look at some sort of the rule or whatever it was. Or, if you do this, you might lose all this. I didn't look at that. I sue me. So all the episodes from I believe it's 48 and backwards. I'll check. So if I go on Spotify now, I don't even know what the hell I've done. So if I'm on Spotify now, so it starts from 49, episode 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 57, 58, and then this will be 59. So I can't get them back. The only thing I can do is I've saved every episode, so I've got them all saved on the storage. But if I start bringing them out, re-releasing them, then it's going to mess up Apple Podcasts, because on Apple Podcasts they're all there, but on Audio Boom it's only from episode 49 onwards, and then on Spotify it's only episode 49 onwards. So if you do want to listen to any previous ones, and even on YouTube now, I'm on YouTube and everything, it's from like 49. So basically, since I went clean I've lost every sort of episode before that on Spotify, which is poopy. But I'm worried about it because if you go onto Apple Podcasts, they're all there. You know, if you really wanted to listen to episode 42 or whatever, for example, then you just go into Apple Podcasts and they'll be there. But from episode 1 to 49, I was using the bad mics. The sound quality wasn't good. I never shut up about the sound quality. So I only feel like now is where everything's sort of gelling into place, and it's only, the podcast is only starting to begin now. You know, I'm not cursing anymore. I'm happy about that. The sound quality's good. I'm happy about that. You know, all the structure to it, it's all sort of falling into place now. And it's only really now that I feel like, you know, I can just focus on the podcast now. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it as it is. And so basically, episode 49 is pretty much episode 1. But whatever, we're just going to leave it like that. We're just going to, I'm just going to stay on Audio Boom, and then it's a lot easier. So what I do is I just literally finish this episode. I'm not even going to do any post editing, not for a while anyway. Just let the Rodecaster do all the work, and then yeah, it's so much easier because I started recording and it's been recording since I started this, so that's like almost 17 minutes. So it'll be like an hour, and it like talking, and then it'll take like 5 minutes to upload it onto Audio Boom, and then I just leave it, and then that's it, done. It's everywhere then. So a hell of a lot easier, a lot quicker. So a lot of people don't do podcasts, or they start a podcast and then they don't want to do it anymore because of the amount of time it takes. But for me, I've got an hour-long podcast done and uploaded in about an hour and 15 minutes. So all I have to do is spur an hour and 15 minutes of my life a day. Like in a day, that's fine. And then I've got a podcast out. So I'm not going to do anything for a while. I don't want to talk about the sound quality again. I said I wouldn't do this, but I'm actually using the broadcast preset. So I'm testing that out in this episode. And then, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to leave it in the end. And we're going to get stuck into it. Robot Uprising. This just popped into my head. I've got about 300, almost 400 episode ideas written down. And for some reason, just Robot Uprising just popped into my head. I don't even know how or why. And I was like, I'm gonna do an episode about Robot Uprising, see what happens. Think about it. The reason why I like doing this podcast, right, is because I'm just gonna wing it. I feel like it's fun for me if I just wing it and just you know, it's almost like I'm listening to the podcast as well, right? And I'm talking bollocks, right? Let's play the intro and start talking about whether we're all going to be overtook and run by robots and we're all going to die. Play the intro.
Death to all human beings. All humans must die. Die, puny human, die.
So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about AI taking over the world, right? And they were like, AI is going to take over and all that sort of thing. AI, right? Like when you think about it, AI searches the internet and all this kind of stuff, right? Who puts all the stuff up on the internet? We do. So if you don't want AI taking over everything, then keep secrets from it. So like, AI only knows what has been put on the internet or what's been programmed into the AI. It doesn't, if you didn't tell it about Morse code, like if you kept Morse code a secret and then AI didn't know what it was, maybe, you know, it's heard of it, but it's never actually heard of it, or, you know, like, I think that's SOS. So like us humans, like when the uprising happens and AI sort of like takes over everywhere, we can like use that. And then AI and robots would be like,
What the hell are they doing? Why do they keep making that beeping noise? Why? How do they know that we're attacking them all the time? So who's telling them that we're doing this?
but they don't realize that we are actually communicating through Morse code. When I think of like robot uprisings, right? I mean, what do you think? When someone says to you about robots uprising, what's the first thing that pops into your head? The thing that pops into my head is the start of like Terminator. You know that thing where they're like, they're fighting each other and all the robots are standing on skulls and stuff. And all. You know what I mean? And do you reckon it's possible? If you think, right, AI, right, is at the minute it's on like computers, like, isn't it? It's on a screen, it's on your phone. What happens when you build a robot and all of a sudden AI has arms and legs? I mean, there is robots out there that with AI technology on it, but like, and you know, in about 10 years, what if you get one that is really like a Terminator? I mean, how close are we to how close are we to actually making a Terminator? Let me just have a little look see here. Right, so I do have a video here. It's 10 minutes long, and I'm not going to play it all. Right, it's from the Cinema Forum. Is the Terminator becoming reality? And I think is this James Cameron who's talking here? I'll just play like a 5 minute. Well, I'll play like a minute or two of it, and then we'll see what the crack is.
You created a movie a few decades ago that seemed like a fantasy. Now most people who are the so-called godfathers of AI say it's not so much a fantasy, that in fact there could be a risk to the extinction of humanity.
Right.
Do you share their concern about that risk?
No, I absolutely share their concern. I warned you guys in 1984, and you didn't listen.
The idea of
I mean, you know, it's completely possible. Like, even James Cameron saying that, you know, like, you should be concerned. Like, should we be concerned though? I think that the possibility of creating a Terminator, you know, it's very likely now, right? We can do it. In fact, most places are probably already doing it. But is it going to kill us? Are we being paranoid? Look at that robot, Rizbot. Has anybody seen that? That's like an AI robot, but you compare Rizbot to Terminator. Like, for anybody who doesn't know what Rizbot is, Rizbot's like this funny, absolutely hilarious robot that walks around the streets of America somewhere, and it like it gives people the fingers and stuff. Like it check out Rizbot if you don't know what it is. It's hilarious. He does that funny laugh. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. He does that laugh, but he's got like a cowboy hat on. He's got like a Rolex on. These pair of trainers, and it like walks through the streets, and then it'll see somebody, and then it'll look at the person, and then it'll like say something or like play music or something like that, like to the person. Which is relevant. There was one that made me laugh the other day. Rizbot walked up to like this Chinese guy or Korean guy or whatever he was, and then it just stared at him for a second, and then the Korean guy was just, I think he's Korean. He was like standing looking at this robot, and then all of a sudden the Rizbot plays emotional damage like that. Absolutely. You know what? Rizbot. Go on YouTube or whatever and search Rizbot. I think it's RIZZ. Let me just see. Rizbot. Is it Rizbot? Yeah, Rizbot. He's so cool. Hang on. or Jack the Rizbot is a remotely controlled humanoid robot. He's remotely controlled? I thought it was all AI. I thought it just like, hang on. Controlled by an unseen operator. Ah, do you know what? That kills everything now. That kills it all. I thought Rizbot was like, they just turn him on and then he's like, oh, I'm awake now. And then he goes around and just starts taking the mick out of people. But he's actually being controlled. So whenever he's like doing the middle finger to something and all that kind of stuff, that's disappointing. See, even I learned something on this podcast. Rizbot is actually being controlled. It was, what do you call the Elon Musk one, the SpaceX one? Optimus, is it? I think that's the same thing. I think that's being controlled because there was a video where it was pouring like popcorn for people somewhere, and you know, I was quite impressed. I was like, if that's just the computer working by itself, you know, giving you popcorn and stuff, like that's quite impressive. But if there's some guy, you know, in a van, like across the street or something, in like a disguise, you know, like a pizza van or something, or like Mark's Plumbing or something like that, and then inside the van there's like all these computer systems and all, and there's like this guy, he's like, you know, moving it and stuff, not with like a VR headset and stuff like that. But if that's the case, then that's not impressive. It's just remote control, isn't it? I think the cool thing, I thought the cool thing about Rizbot was that he was it was just the robot, and it was coming up with these decisions by itself. But now I see that it's not, and it's actually being disappointing. So I found a little article here, and it said, as of now, the Terminator scenario seems like an unlikely possibility. AI is a black box, and no one knows which direction it will take if given autonomous control, basically if it controls itself. Thus, the Terminator scenario is inconceivable, but AI can create problems if we use it in the wrong way. What do you mean? How can AI be dangerous? Let's see if there's a video on this. Trying to get a video here that's not like 3 years long. Okay, we got some lady here. I believe I can play her video. What's it on? It's on YouTube. Everything's bloody on YouTube. Is there like an alternative to YouTube?
Artificial intelligence rapidly advancing and finding applications in everything from healthcare to education to business
Sorry to interrupt. This is from Corsia.
operations. Questions around its potential risks and dangers have also grown louder. Are these fears warranted or overblown? Let's take an objective look at some of the key concerns raised by experts. One of the most...
What do you reckon it is? Oh, okay, they can get into your bank details or something. Oh, I don't know. Like, how is AI risky? How is it like how is it going to kill everybody and wipe us all out? How is it going to wipe the whole humanity out? How?
frequently cited issues around AI is the cybersecurity threat.
Well, I just said that, right? So cybersecurity. So they're going to get into your bank account, but that's not like a full threat to humanity. That's just a threat to our way of life. Like if you were not to use technology, then how's that a threat to human life? Cyber, yeah, this can get hacked, that can get hacked. We'll go back to the days. Like it's all right. AI could probably control trains or a flight and crush. I don't know. What am I talking about? Sorry.
Systems become more complex and integrated into critical infrastructure, There are legitimate worries that potential vulnerabilities
I mean, this is coming from a Russian woman. A Russian woman telling us why AI is going to take over the world.
could be exploited by bad actors for malicious hacking or disruption.
Okay.
If proper safeguards
Well, there you go. Hacking and what was the other one?
There are
What
legitimate
was the other
worries that potential vulnerabilities could be exploited by bad actors for malicious hacking or disruption.
There you go. Hacking and disruption. So AI is just going to disrupt your life. That's it. Like so far, right? That's what I think. It's not going to kill you.
Proper safeguards aren't
You're just going to go home late, or you're going to get to work late or something, and then you're going to have no money. So AI just took every single penny off me. Okay, right. I can't travel. I can't get to this place. Why? Because AI's made the disruption, and because all technology and stuff. I'm going to be an hour late. Okay. When I get there, can you lend me a tenner? Sure. There you go. Problem solved.
place. Another core risk often raised is the black box problem.
Okay, I've heard of this. The black box
Since
problem.
the innermost workings of advanced AI models can be opaque and difficult to interpret, there are transparency issues. Without full visibility, it becomes harder to audit for things like harmful biases getting baked into algorithms during the training process of flawed data. Speaking of biased data, that's another area of major concern. If an AI system learns patterns from datasets containing historical prejudices related to gender, race, or other demographics, it can simply continue perpetuating those same discriminatory behaviors.
But the thing is, it's not killing us. It's not going to kill us. It's just going to disrupt
At
us.
scale without correction. Lack of proper governance surrounding AI development and implementation is yet another danger sign experts
Okay, yeah. So, if AI gets in the wrong hands, I suppose that's what everybody's worried about. AI gets in the wrong hands. But even if it gets into the wrong hands, okay, they can take all your information. They can take all your money, but they'll never take your freedom. Oh, fuck. Right, play.
about. Without clear guidelines and oversight, as these tools become more powerful and ubiquitous,
These tools.
there is potential for misuse or negative unintended consequences. Now,
Okay, I think what she meant there was AI can get into the nuclear weapons thing. Okay, now I'm myself. Myself now. So potentially, AI can get into I don't know, the Pentagon or whatever you want to call it, and then I don't know, releases the nuclear weapons or something. What?
be fair, many leaders in the AI field are extremely aware of these risks and have been proactively working to get ahead of them through responsible AI practices, like prioritizing interpretability and transparency in AI model design,
Okay.
rigorous auditing of training data to
So it's basically AI can take over computers and stuff and all, right? That's it. Okay. Oh, look at that. AI's just ruined my phone. Okay, throw it out. Okay. Now what are you gonna do? Nothing. How are you gonna live your life? I'll just live my life normally before phones. Just ask for directions. Right, what else we got here about robots, not AI? But the reason why I was talking about AI is because AI and robots kind of together, aren't they? Because, if you've got a robot that is controlled by a human, then just kill the human. Boom, there you go. Your robot is just, it can't do anything then. But I think it's more of the robot thinking for itself. I think that's what's freaky and freaking everybody out. I mean, them robots with the guns. Hang on a second. Robots, especially them ones that look like a dog. I don't know if you've seen them. These are scary. It's not AI you want to be worried about. It's robots with guns attached to them. Oh my God, look at that. Robots testing the bulletproof Cybertruck? All right.
Yeehaw.
I don't know if this is real.
Your weapon, sir. Thank you, Stewart.
So this is from So Crispy Media, and we've got a Tesla bot. I thought they were called like Optimus Prime or something, but it looks like he's got like a Tommy gun, and it looked like the one was handing it to the other, but I don't know. I don't know if that's real.
Your weapon, sir. Thank you, Stewart.
I don't know if this is real.
Fire in the hole.
That looks fake.
I'm alive. Awesome. Way to go. We did it, Stewart.
I don't know if this is
Fire
real.
in the hole.
It looks fake. But even that, even watching that robot, that Tesla bot, like just, you know, holding an automatic weapon and then firing it, right? Now, if you think about robots, like if you've watched any sort of science fiction-y movies, like look at the way Arnold Schwarzenegger, look at the way he can see. It's all like red, isn't it? And then he's got like all these guides and stuff. So like, if that's what a robot can see, then it can shoot you like anywhere it wants. If it wants to shoot you right between the eyes from about 10 miles away, a robot could probably do it. Whereas a human would be like, you'd be guessing if you were human, wouldn't you? Like really, or you'd be using like tools like the wind speed and all this kind of stuff. But like, a human couldn't just use it like its own eyesight to shoot something like that. Like it's creepy. Right, what have we got here? Right, this is a video from New Gadgets and Boston Dynamic Robot Shooting Range. Practice will blow your mind. This looks more real. This looks really real and scary. He just snaps it out of his hand. We've got a robot shooting. And then he kicks it. The guy kicks the robot to the ground. Not a good idea with a robot that's got a gun on its hand. That's straight up RoboCop stuff, that like. Nice spin it around. This doesn't even look real either. He just threw a ball at it. Oh, I don't know. But like, look at that thing. It looks fake, but if it is real, that's scary. Like, you don't need an army of men, do you? You just need like 100 robots. Send them into a battlefield. That would just wipe out. It would wipe out everybody. The only thing you could do is, I don't know, like get a massive magnet and just like attach it to a magnet or something. Like, I don't know. How would you beat a robot coming at you? And this thing firing, it's like it's completely accurate. Why is it? No, I think this is fake as well. It looks fake. I'm gonna have to. Is there robots with guns? Is there real robots with guns? With guns, because I think this is all just 2007 3-star deployed Iraq unit. United States Army never gave authorization to use them, so that their weapons could not be used in combat. Yeah, for now. So there is robots out there with weapons. Like, we're gonna like how are you gonna if you have an army of robots, whatever country comes has an army of robots first, you're going to rule the world. Simple as that. And then the robots are going to turn on you, and then they're going to take over. It's like that film. What's it called? I, Robot. Like, if that I, Robot was out 10 years, well, say 30 years ago. I mean, it probably was out 30 years ago. If it was out 70 years ago, you probably be like, nah, that's never going to happen. But see now, like, there's a real possibility. And you never know what the army, or like any army, is doing in the background. There could be a robot right now being made, and it's just exactly like a Terminator. And then what are they going to do? What are they going to use? We'll use it to, I don't know. What would you use it for? I don't know. I suppose you could just run it over with a tank, couldn't you? Oh, there's a robot. And then it's shooting, like it's killing all our guys here. Just flatten it with their tank. Done and dusted. But that one it looks like an animal. It looks like a dog. Robot dog with guns. And here we go, guys. The Chinese military shows off robot dog with automatic guns.
Totally awesome or totally frightening. Look at this.
Yeah,
China's
that's
military
scary.
has released this video of a four-legged robot marching through a field with an automatic rifle mounted on its back. The Chinese state broadcaster calls it the newest member of China's urban combat operations. The robot dogs are programmed to conduct reconnaissance, identify the enemy, and strike the target. If that thing comes around the corner and if you're on the other side, you're done.
Yeah, over.
We are. That's it. Is that now that looks real. That came from ABC, Channel 7 Chicago. Like, that's real. How are you supposed to fight off an army of them coming at you? And if they've made one, if the Chinese military has made one, then you know that they're manufacturing millions of them. Imagine millions of them. And then, like, I don't know, a robot plane flies over UK and just drops them all down. And then all of a sudden you've got, a million of these dogs just running around shooting at you. What I would say, though, is how does it reload? So you've got a weapon system on the top of the dog, right? But it's got a magazine on it. And I'm guessing the magazine holds 30 rounds. So after the 30 rounds, how's it going to reload? Maybe that's what they're working on at the minute. But that is scary, though. That is very scary. Very concerning. Very concerning. Where's my button? I've missed it. Missed the opportunity there. So we got a video here from Teach Kids Robotics, and this guy's gonna say why there will never be a robot uprising. So let's listen to what this guy has to say.
Would a company intentionally make a dangerous robot?
Yeah, you mate. You look like a robot.
The answer is no, because companies are liable for personal injury if a robot is involved. What that means is if a robot injures a human, if it's dangerous, if it's not safe, that human can sue the company and get financial damages in court against that company.
Yeah, but that's a company. What about the government, mate? The government. Not about companies. You're hardly going to get like Apple making a killer robot, are you? No, but the Chinese government might.
The robot was not acting in a safe manner. So that makes a large financial incentive for the companies that manufacture these robots to ensure they're safe. Because not only do they want to ensure their customer buys them and trusts that it's safe to use, but they know that people will sue them and they will be liable if their robot is not safe.
Yeah, but you're talking about a company, mate. We're not talking about. We're talking about governments, countries, right? We're talking about like an actual uprising. Well, an uprising. Okay, the odds of conflict. Many scholars, including evolutionary psychologist Stephen Perkins, whatever again, argues that super intelligent machines is likely to coexist peacefully with humans. So some psychologist is saying that we could live together. I mean, yeah. So if we don't think about like an uprising, right? But then that's how an uprising could happen, isn't it? Like, you know, we've got a robot that can do your housework for you. This robot can, you know, do all your groceries. It can do everything you want. And then all of a sudden, you know, every household has got a robot. And I'm basically just telling you the plot from iRobot. Maybe iRobot's got it spot on. Maybe, you know, we're all going to have robots in our house that's going to do all the stuff that we don't want to do. And then all of a sudden, you know, boom, they all just turn on us. And then they're everywhere and there's nothing we can do. I mean, a robot, if a robot hurts somebody, like we're not speaking about a company here, because if a robot hurts somebody, right, let's say that Rizbot punches somebody, then you can sue the owners of Rizbot. But what if the government, like a government owns a robot, and then the government, you know, you're not going to sue the government, 'cause I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's the answer to that, right? I don't know. One thing I do know is there is actually a planet that's actually in our solar system that's completely inhabited by robots. Do you know what planet that is? So there is actually a planet out there that's just full of robots. Like the only thing that's there is robots, and that's Mars. But you didn't think Mars was a planet inhabited by robots? You got like the Mars rover and all that kind of stuff. They're all robots. And there's nothing else on that planet, not that we know of. But there's no humans, there's no animals, there's no nothing. The only thing that's on that planet that's working and essentially alive, if you like, is robots. So Mars is not just a red planet, but it's a planet of robots. How cool is that? That's a mad way of thinking about it, isn't it?
Welcome to Mars, home of the robots. If you want to come to our planet, you must obey our rules. We are the dominant species on this planet. We are robots. We own Mars.
Here's a serious question for you. Do robots fart? I'm supposed to change these colors of these buttons. Ugh. That's the one I'm supposed to press. No. I mean, they don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't, you know, argue. They don't do anything. They're way better than us in every single way. Aren't they? They probably can't swim. Water would be probably... If there wasn't... Right, let's imagine this scenario, right? So you've got a world full of humans, and then all of a sudden we can manufacture robots now. Okay, but they can't go around killing anybody. No. They're not going to be doing that. They're literally going to be doing all your housework. They're going to do all the things that you don't want to do. They're going to take everybody's jobs, yes, but apart from that, there's no need to worry. Okay, cool. Right. Do you want to buy a robot for your house? Yeah. Everyone's got one. Now the whole world, for every human, there's a robot. We're all living side by side, peacefully. They're doing all the housework. They're doing everything that we don't want to do. And then one cold winter morning during the week, when Nobody expects it. Boom. They all turn against us. They start killing everybody. They start killing all the pets that you have as well, just in case. And then all of a sudden, we are all dead. And the robots are like, haha. Oh. See, there we go.
We did it. We wiped the humans from the planet Earth. And now there's a small resistance of humans left. We need to eliminate. And then
all of the humans, there's only like a pocket full of us left. I mean, I'm totally quoting Terminator here. But then all of a sudden, humans are like, I've got an idea. Let's just build some sort of a safe haven under the water, because robots can't go underwater because their electronics will just, I don't know, explode. So then, we live hidden under the waves. I don't even know where I'm going with this. And we've been underwater so long, the humans have developed gills, and now we can swim underwater. And then it's a battle between water. I don't even know where I go with this. Water-dwelling humans and land-dwelling robots, and then we just, I don't know, fight for our freedom for the next 50 years until the robots waterproof all their electronics, then go into the water and then kill us all, and then we're all wiped out. And that's how it's going to happen, right? I've just predicted the future. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words. Mark them. When you're underwater, hiding from all these robots, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to think to yourself, you know what? Stewie predicted this. He was right. That guy on the podcast was right. I doubt that's what's going to happen, but you never know. Anything's possible, isn't it? The one thing I haven't brought up is sex robots. Now, I've got a video here, and the picture at the start of this video is quite concerning because it's like some old, either Japanese or Chinese guy, and I mean this guy's really old, kissing some sort of Chinese woman robot. She looks about 20 or something. And it's titled, Enjoy the Future Technology, Beautiful Robot Lady. So I'm going to have a little look at this. Okay, that's creepy. Yeah, that's AI. That's not real. But like, sex robots, I would love to see if there's a funny video of a sex robot or something. So we got one here that's most advanced, hyper-realistic humanoid.
You like walk by like, oh, I remember you.
Okay. I mean, it's a woman, right? You can tell it's a robot, but it's actually it's not far off, you know? It's not far off. I'll tell you what, imagine a woman robot. They'd still find a way to nag at you, wouldn't they? Oh! There's one with dark hair. A big blue. Whoever built that robot knows what he's at. Got massive big blowjob lips. Oh, there's our Rizbot guy. This video is from DO3D. But like, I mean, I suppose that would be, you know, if you had a really realistic woman robot, and it's quite ironic that, without saying it's sexist, but if you were to get a robot, right, that helps around the house, what would it be doing? It would be doing the dishes, wouldn't it? Really, come on. And it will be doing your housework and stuff. And unless you're gay, that robot is going to be a woman, isn't it? Am I being sexist here, or what's going on here? So, you know, what would you do? You would have like fake boobies, and then, you know, somewhere to put your thing into, and then, you know, I know she cleans herself out or something. I don't know where am I going with this. But if you had a woman, like a robot woman, right, who does everything, and then you can shag it. I mean, is that something to be worried about? I hope Kirsty's not listening to this. Because I tell you something, sign me up. Sign me up. Where do I buy one? You know, robots taking everybody's jobs, and then all of a sudden there's no more women left because they're all robots. Because all the men have had enough. We've had enough. Can you can imagine like a woman robot, like,
why did you leave the fridge door open last night?
Hang on a second, you're a robot. Why are you nagging at me?
What time did you go to bed at last night?
I mean, it still sounds like a guy, but
you made a lot of noise coming to bed last night. Why?
Turn it off. There must be like a kill switch or something on it. Just turn it off. I'm going to see if Kirsty's an actual robot and see if there's a kill switch on her. What else are we going to get into here? Finish off something. I'll play the ad while I'm trying to figure out something to end this episode. I said this so many times, like, I need to write this stuff down so I know what to talk about. I've literally wrote episode 59, Robot Uprising, and for use, I've written that on there, and then nothing else. No structure to this one episode at all. Play the ad. Hey everybody, this podcast is sponsored by U-Tunes. Looking for something to make your wedding day extra special? Maybe you're hosting a corporate event, or even planning a birthday party, or a jago, or a bar mitzvah. The list goes on. Have you thought about hiring a caricature artist? Well, look no further than U-Tunes. U-Tunes offers a professional, full-time, multi-award winning caricature artist on hand to draw and entertain you and your guests. Not only will they leave with a very unique keepsake from your event, they will also be entertained by the eye-watering, side-splitting stand-up comedy performed by the artist while he draws. Having a caricature artist at your event will definitely make it a unique experience for your guests. U-Tunes covers all over Britain and the Channel Islands, and their prices are reasonable and affordable. If you want to get more information about this, please get in contact with them through their website, utunes.co.uk. That's the letter UTOONS.co.uk, or simply just Google U-Tunes. You can find them on all social media platforms as well. So get in touch, guys, and hire a caricature artist for your event. Back to the podcast. So, do I think there's going to be a robot uprising? Probably not in the sense that it's going to wipe all the humans out, but what I will say is I do think that you're going to see armies of robots in the future. So you're going to see like countries with like loads of robots instead of an army of humans. And then the future will be robots. You know, our robots do this. Well, our robots do this, and then they're going to fight robots together. I reckon that's what's going to happen. And then I do think that there is going to be like robots in people's houses doing all the stuff that you don't want to do, like, you know, walk the dog or whatever. But I don't think that it's going to be something like what you see in the movies where all the robots are just going to think for themselves and then take over the world and kill all the humans. I don't think that's going to happen. Not anytime soon, but you know, you can't really predict the future. But it's quite scary to know that there's militaries across the world, America, China. I'm assuming UK as well. Whatever, they're shifting towards like soldiers being robots instead of actual humans, and I think that's kind of. It's kind of scary, isn't it? But I can't see there being like armies of robots in the next sort of 5-10 years. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? And I think we'll leave it on that, shall we? Are we all going to die? Is the robots going to take over? Probably. Is it going to happen anytime soon? I don't think so. But anyway, we'll see, will we? We'll wait and see what happens. But thanks for listening, guys. This was just a random podcast I wasn't even supposed to do today, but I am going to focus more on using the sheet and giving this some sort of a structure so I can stop just winging it and just I need to plan it. Plan these things. Flip's sake. Plan them, Stewie. Catch a grip. Episode 59. Well, next one's episode 60, so I'll start with that'll be my start, my benchmark. So from episode 60, I'll not do an episode unless this sheet's filled in. That's what I'm going to do. Robots are going to take over the world. We're all going to die. That's the way it's going to be. Get over it. Cheers for listening, guys, and I'll see you in a couple of days.